Well, I was a little disappointed we had so few fights, but the fights we had were absolutely fantastic.
Panis for Top MMA News. We're here in Edmonton, Alberta, with the new TFC middleweight Canadian champion, Bastien Huveneers. First of all, Bastien, congratulations. A great 5-round war with the juggernaut in the Chincliffe. Going into those championship rounds, you definitely won round 4 and 5, in my opinion. Talk us through the fight and the way you saw it, how it all played out.
Through the fight, well, I'm tired right now, so you gotta apologize if I don't make any sense when I say something here. Well, I went through the first one, second one, from the first to the fifth, I just got tired and tired and tired. But I kept on saying that he would just back up and try to punch me every time. I can't take a lot of hits in my head, sorry, like with a lot of people. So I found it sometimes it was easier just to take the punch rather than try to escape or back up or do something else. So, you know, I took a lot of abuse, but I could take it, and I tried to take him down a couple of times where I was just too tired and my condition wasn't good enough to just be able to win it decisively in 1 or 2 rounds. But what I see now is I gotta work on the condition a lot, so next time I get in those kind of wars, I won't have to go all the way to the 5th, and hopefully I'll just surprise the guys and be so energetic after the first or the second that I could just stop playing his game and play my own game, right? So I took this fight in a 10 days notice, and I was ready for it. Otherwise I would have taken it. But I really think that, you know, if I had a bit more notice, I could have worked on a little bit more. Which the only thing I noticed was he's a really good puncher. He keeps on bringing those high and fast right punches, and I wanted to be careful about that, which I did. But next time I'll do a better job, and I'm sure I'll be training more too, so it'll be as hard for both of us, probably, yeah.
Well, absolutely. You talked about taking this fight on 10 days' notice. I know Hinchcliffe was set to fight David Cox. The commission actually pulled that fight. They didn't think that Cox was a suitable opponent for a championship fight. You come in, it's one thing taking a fight on short notice for a 3-round fight, but you know, 5 rounds, and you got to expect to go that distance as you did tonight. That's got to say a lot just for you being in shape all around. Like, I know you said the cardio definitely played into it in the later rounds, but from what I saw, you definitely won those 4th and 5th rounds on my scorecard anyways. So you must have, you know, been in good shape coming in anyways.
I was. He's just a tough fighter, so I know that I had to be careful, which I did. And I'm really grateful that he took the fight, because, you know, for himself too, it sucks as, you know, you've been told to fight someone for, I don't know how long he had, but, and then someone tell him, sorry, you gotta fight someone else, and maybe he didn't like it, but he still said yes. So as much for me, you gotta say, you know, he took the fight, and it takes guts too, right?
Oh, absolutely. And when you change an opponent on 10-day notice for him, that's got to be a lot for the game plan and everything else. But he's a stand-up fighter. You were expecting that. Actually had an armbar stuck in pretty hard in the 3rd round, and I actually thought you might be able to sink that armbar in. And he showed a lot by taking that away, but that looked like it was sunk in deep to me.
You know, I tried to suck it in a bit more, but I had his elbow. Just my ground wasn't far enough. I didn't really have his elbow, his back or his shoulder. I mean, it wasn't far enough. I wanted to keep it to see what happens. Maybe he was going to make a mistake and give it a little bit more, but I wasn't far enough. I mean, I didn't have his whole arm. I had, like, you know, half of it. I needed 3/4. So I knew that I didn't have the full arm to do the arm lock. I was just hoping that instead of going back up like he did, he'll give me a little bit more, and then I could pull it off, or maybe go for a triangle. I was really hoping to go for a triangle from there. I waited too long, and he lifted up. You know, he stood up, and, you know, he did a good job on that. But the triangle would have been a good idea. I should have tried that. I went too slow.
Well, you got the belt over your right shoulder. TFC middleweight champion, Canadian champion. How are you treated by the TFC here in Edmonton, coming in and getting a championship shot, first of all, and you're definitely a worthy opponent, obviously, by winning. You've proven that. But talk to us a little bit how TFC treated you.
TFC treated us really well. I mean, they accepted to give us a belt. The thing is, when they called us and said, listen, Hinchcliffe needs a fighter, and you know, sorry, it's 10-day notice, my coach kind of talked with them, say, listen, okay, we'll do it, but it's going to have to pay that much, because I wanted some money for it, which they paid me pretty well. I'm happy about that. And my coach said, okay, well, it has to be a middleweight, you know, a championship. We want a belt for it. TFC said, fine, yeah, it's good for us, so they accepted to do that. Here, they treat us really well. I mean, the hotel is just great. They flew us here like 3 days in advance, which is awesome for fighters, so you got time to, you know, chill out a little bit, you don't have the jet lag or anything like that, and you get a bit more time to acclimate yourself. And yeah, they've been helping us out, moving us everywhere, showing us the place, and driving us everywhere, so no problem, right? They really treat us really well. Yeah.
Well, that's good to hear, because obviously you'll be back in Edmonton for the TFC. You are their new 185 Canadian champion. We look forward to seeing you back in the TFC cage with the new TFC middleweight champion, Sebastian, I'm Dean Panis for Top MA News.
Thank you.